Welcome to our dash entitled Parents, where entitled Grandpa causes all three grandkids, including newborn, to be sick so he could visit. So let's get started. I'm still enraged about what this guy did. Please excuse any formatting errors. My baby cousin, who grew up with my children, lives next door for us, with his wife and three small children, ages 4, 2, and 3 weeks. We are a very close family. He's only 20 years old, but is a wonderful, responsible young man. Last weekend, his wife's father asked to have the oldest grandchild over for a few days to visit. With the virus and everything, they were obviously a little wary of letting their son go somewhere without them, where they couldn't keep him clean and safe. I should add, they've had boundary issues with his grandfather in the past, and he always seems to think his wants and needs trump those of the babies or anyone else for that matter. Anyway, they had a long talk with him about whether anyone in the house was or bad, been ill or been in contact with anyone who was ill. He insisted that they had all been home and safe and were still isolated. They went over the rules about not taking him out in public and wearing a mask if they absolutely have to go anywhere. He assured them they would be fine. With their son coming home on Monday, he is his normal self but has a stuffy nose, then a cough. 2 days later, he is lethargic, nauseous, coughing, and has a stuffy nose. They separate him for his siblings, but it's too late, and they're now sick. He called the grandfather to ask if anyone else in the house was sick and is told that yes, everyone in the house has been sick for over a week. He said he didn't tell them because he knew they wouldn't let him take the boy over and he was tired of not being able to see his grandson. He insisted it was just a normal flu and he would have caught it anyway at preschool. The virus is a hoax. etc. He flipped his lid on the guy, as did his wife, and he is temporarily at least banned from contacting them or seeing their kids due to his constant poor judgment. Regardless, whether they have a flu or a virus, he knew damn well there was a newborn in the house, and because of him, that newborn is going to be tested for the virus. The whole family has to go. Kinda wanna sock this dude in his jaw. What a dash face. Added, can you try to keep us updated about the baby? I will, I'm really hoping it's nothing serious. I hope it is just a mild flu, and they all get well soon. What an that's how called grandfather is. Piece of sack, selfish, basketball. Even if it's just a flu, there's a newborn baby in the house. If it gets sick, probably has to go to the hospital and be monitored. And during COVID, that's the worst place to be at the moment. Hope so too, but even if it's a common flu, not COVID, still how can someone expose a child to it just out of selfishness? Somehow. Honey, get me my shotgun. I mean, who does that? Okay, so let's continue with the other story. Entitled Mom Throws Child in River. So I'm a water sports instructor. Well, I was pre-COVID. Since lockdown started, I have been going out on my kayak down canals in London. Most people are typically lovely, and I often stop to chat with the boat owners. Today, a child who I believe lived in one of these boats started talking to me about kayak and what was doing. I was more than happy to tell him. He was about 10. His mom must have heard me chatting to his kid and came out of the boat. She asked me how I much about boats and the water. I explained it's been my job to teach kids his age for a few years. The mom turned around to me and asked if I could teach her kids how to kayak right then and there. I said I am honored, but I'd rather know. I don't have a spare buoyancy aid. I don't know his medical history, and most importantly, I just don't want to. The mom huffs, and the kid looks visibly upset. I recommend some clubs near me. The mom didn't seem happy about this. She started getting visibly upset with me. My kid can't swim. We live on a boat, etc. I just huffed and said no and started to pedal off. I thought this was the end of it. The mom screams at me, "You have to teach him, it's your job." I kept going and suddenly hear a splash behind me. The crazy bok threw her freaking kid in the canal. Teacher more kicked in and I got the kid and popped him on the front of my boat and took him to shore. The kid ran inside his boat, clearly shivering cold. I took a deep breath and told her I'm not responsible for a freaking kid. If she tried it again, I'd call the police. I jumped back in my boat and paddled off. I'm still furious about this, so apologies if the spelling is off. I feel like I should report her or at least should have shouted at her or something. I'm just completely dumb, founded and still in shock that someone can throw their kid into a canal. I just, Jesus, added. After calming down, I'm heading out tomorrow to report the boat number and hopefully sort something out. Yes, report her. I'm probably heading back out tomorrow. If I see the boat, I'll take a notice of the number and make a report to the canal trust. Hopefully they may have CCTV or something of the situation. Okay, so that was all for today. Hope to meet you next time. Goodbye.